What's going on, family? Welcome to the Jay Miller Podcast. I am your host, Jay Miller. Today is November the 17th, 2017. The Jay Miller Podcast is a podcast where we look out for the best interest of black men. The Jay Miller Podcast is a podcast where we come together and chop up game and discuss issues that affect black males, especially in the United States of America. Before I get any further into this podcast, I want to go ahead and give a special shout out to Reginald N. Thank you for your kind donation, brother. It's very much appreciated. And I want to let people know that if you have not become a part of the notification squad, exactly what are you waiting for? If you are a new listener to the Jay Miller Podcast, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon. That way you do not miss out on any of the Jay Miller Podcast uploads, okay? So, I want to go ahead and talk about black men and interracial dating, whether it be with a white woman, Asian woman, Hispanic woman, Middle Eastern woman, you name it, all right? It seems to me that there are a lot of people who try to dictate and tell black men who they can and cannot be with, all right? And unfortunately, you have some black men who are very much male simps, okay, who fall for the okie doke. There are a lot of black men, we all know this, that when it comes down to black men's happiness, especially if that black man decides that he wants to go up outside the community and find love and date and marry somebody, he is oftentimes very much criticized, and a lot of people love to label that brother as a sellout or a coon to his community, all right? Now, when it comes down to interracial dating or marrying, there are two groups, okay? Let's be honest here, that I can think of off the top of my head who vehemently hate when they see a black man with a white woman, especially, all right? And those two groups are black women and white men. Now, if you're a black woman and you're listening to this podcast and you say, Jay Miller, I'm not like that, well, guess what? I'm not talking to you, ma'am. I'm talking about the black women and white men who are like this. Oftentimes, when it comes down to black men, I have specifically seen them and heard them say this, that when it comes down to people who hate upon black men, it seems that black women and particularly racist white men love to tag team against black men, all right? I can honestly say for myself that when it comes down to a lot of black women teaming up and sharing the exact same stereotypes and rhetoric that white men use, it seems to me that, yes, a lot of them do seem to tag team up with racist white men, all right? Now, mind you that a lot of black women claim that they love black men. Now, we all know that when it comes down to the black males, especially in America, our group, we're the most attacked group. Hands down, okay? There's nothing that we can do right or wrong without being scrutinized for it. Every little thing that we do, we are scrutinized for it, all right? What's very unfortunate is that I have seen this for myself, that you have had very good black men that were interested in black women, especially living in the hood, all right? Those black women at the time, depending on what that black male was into, more specifically, if he was not involved in a street life, and if he wasn't involved in selling poison to his community, if he wasn't out shooting up people and killing people, okay, then pretty much he was not deemed as that black woman's type. This is the case in the black community for sure. I've seen this. I've experienced some of this, okay? Even with myself, all right? There has been some black women, which I've never had a problem, basically getting a black woman, but I'll keep it real with you. Oftentimes, you have certain black women that were not interested in me. I'm going to go ahead and keep it real here. Why? Because I wasn't hood enough. Now, when we say hood enough, because I did not sell dope and because I wasn't living the street life. Now, when it came down to hands, I can throw hands, you know what I'm saying? There's no sucker about me. But because I wasn't involved heavily in the street life like that, I wasn't their type. I've come across black women that's like that. Now, when I see the exact same black women, they have multiple different baby daddies, okay? Multiple different kids that are born up out of wedlock. They are single mothers, and these exact same women that did not want that black man back then are now very bitter that that black man is now successful and he's doing well for himself, and they may see him now that he is not with a black woman. So now the same black woman that did not want that black man is feeling some type of way. all right? That exact same black women, you will find them up on YouTube who have a very much disdain for black men all of a sudden, okay? Very bitter women up online who are now ranting, okay? Finding every excuse to attack black men. I've come across particular YouTubers, all right, who seem that they have a problem about black men talking about hood rat black women. Not good black women, but hood rat black women. These particular black women have a problem with these black men speaking out, all right? A lot of them say that there are a lot of black males, which I'm not going to go ahead and lie. There are some that go overboard with attacking black women. I'll go ahead and openly admit that. What I find very appalling, though, is that the exact same black woman who is basically pissed off that you have some black men that are trash talking black women while promoting interracial dating. When you go up on their channel, they're up on their channel basically calling black males niggers, apes, and they are also promoting interracial dating for black women to be with white men, but they don't like the idea of a black man being with, in more so particular, a white woman. All right. Now, when it comes down to interracial dating or dating in general, black men, you have to understand that you do have options. There are a lot of women up out here that do love and like black men, all right? And to keep it honestly 100 with you, a lot of them will snatch you up faster than some black women will. To be honest, let's just go ahead and take it back another step, back to those hood days, all right? That exact same black woman that didn't want nothing to do with you, especially the cat who wanted to get good grades. He wanted to go to college, do well for himself. The one basically who may have been into computers. The one that basically decided that he will be smart, okay, and intelligent, speak well, and do for himself, all right, to do better for his family, etc., etc. Those same men that you didn't want, well, you have white women, especially, okay, that would snatch up those black men in a heartbeat, all right? You even had, I've even heard pro-blacks talk about this, how basically I've heard about of their own mouths, how they basically feel that white people or white women do this up on purpose so that they can take the best intelligent black males out of the community, which is totally false in my own personal opinion. I don't believe that they're actually doing this upon purpose. I believe that you have certain white women that are attracted to a certain type of man, and when they are attracted to black men especially, they jump upon that. Now, upon the other hand, I'm going to go ahead and keep it fair as of observation in the things that I've seen. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it totally honest that also goes the other way around when it is some black men and you have very intelligent black women, all right? There are some black men that will rather date hood rats and pass up a more intelligent black woman. Now, I know it's a lot of brothers that may be listening to this, and you may say, you know what, Jay Miller, white girls is not my thing. I like Latinas. Or you might sit there and say, I love my black sisters. No problem with that. You know what I'm saying? No problem with that at all. But my thing is this, is that you do have brothers that have more of a preference of women outside of the community, and you got a lot of bitter black women that don't know these brothers, okay? Don't know these brothers from the back of their hand, you know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, they have opinions about these brothers who decided to find love somewhere else. They don't know nothing about them, don't know exactly what they do for the community, or, you know, how good of a person they are, or if they're a sellout or not, because to be honest, a lot of black women are automatically calling them coons. But from what I have observed in the things that I have read and reported myself, okay, that it seems to me that oftentimes when you have a black man who has left the community and found a white woman, Asian woman, Latina woman, it seems to me that they seem to be a little bit more down than a lot of black folks that are with black women or black men together, okay? Real talk. Many of the black men who, let's say, may have left the community and basically just so happened to find somebody who was non-black and ended up marrying them and having kids, it seems to me like a lot of those brothers come back and actually will come up out of their pocket to help the black community. I have reported several stories with situations just like this, all right? This is actually true, but it seems to me, and the things from what I have observed, that the exact same black male is still bashed and badmouthed by the black community, even though that he didn't have to come back, okay, and invest none of his money into the community or try to help any of, you know, the poor people in the black community at all. He could have just, you know, left and never came back and said, to hell with y'all fools. But because that black male Negro still has compassion for his people, he has tried his best to come back and help. I can think of a recent example of this, okay? Nate Parker, all right? You know what I'm saying? He is not married to a black woman, but yet and still, he tries to do for black people and tries to speak up for black people. And I understand the reason why he does that. Why? Because he's black. See, the thing about it is that when it comes down to black men up in the community who decides to marry and have kids with a non-black woman, that brother oftentimes comes back to his community, oftentimes to help. But what usually happens to that brother, especially when it comes to the black women? He's ousted. He's pushed away. He's no good. But remember, you didn't want that brother back then, okay? Remember, when he tried, you had no interest in him. But now that he has got himself together and you're not doing so well, now all of a sudden you want him. Doesn't work that way. Now, what's even more crazy is that you have a lot of pro-black simp F-boys all up on social media penis policing other black males. Tell me if you guys have not seen this before. I've had a lot of cats do that to me. I see a lot of so-called pro-black cats who are black men, who are supposed to be for the black community, especially for black men. You find ways to attack black men who have did you no wrong also, okay? A lot of y'all suckers, man, y'all are up on your high horse thinking basically that, you know what, if you become simps up online, maybe you might have a good chance at getting some coochie from your favorite, let's say, black female YouTubers or black females that you love to follow up online, Facebook, Instagram, etc., okay? A lot of y'all cats, man, is phony as hell. A lot of y'all cats who are black men should be ashamed of yourself when you're up online simping that way. You know what I'm saying? I have to go ahead and ask. Now, I ask it all the time that when you got a black man who is stalking you up on social media, okay? Who makes videos about you, who basically always brings up the women who you may be sleeping with, all right? Ask yourself this. Is this male a homosexual? No offense to gay people, but you know, you have to go ahead and ask that. Now, I've been told by other black men who basically fall into the category of being a homosexual. People have told me, you got to watch out for a lot of these black men up on here pretending like, you know what, though, these alpha males, ones who are constantly talking about who you sleeping with and worry about who you sleeping with, start worrying about them cats, because oftentimes a lot of them have not came up out of the closet yet. This is just facts right here. I've been told this by black males who are gay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you got black males up online who are gay telling you this about some of these so-called black men who are for the community, who seem to be worried about every black man and who he's sleeping with, what does that tell you? Because I have to question that, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know, I'm not making no jab about gay people. If you're gay, you're gay. You know, it is what it is. That's your business. But I'm talking about cats who basically come across or try to come across as, you know, heterosexual males. A lot of you cats, you up on here simping. Y'all ready to go ahead and try to attack a brother, man, who's happy, okay, who's doing better for himself, and you feeling some type of way because his wife is not black. The reality of it is this, is that a lot of the brothers that are hating up on brothers who have options, who can get Asian girls, white girls, Hispanic women, etc., they wish they could do that, okay? A lot of them, I remember this vividly, even being up on YouTube, okay, that a lot of the males who basically troll and talk crap about black men who date and sleep interracial, when I used to get up on their profiles, I used to see nothing but videos of them of watching white women basically twerking, pogs, fat ass white girls, okay, if you guys don't know what that means. But my thing is this, is that if you like them, then openly admit it. Don't get up online trying to pretend like, you know, oh, I'm for the community, I love my sisters, this and that. But then, you know what, behind closed doors, when you up off a line in your personal life, you know what I'm saying, you're really over there trying to holler. Now, this has been a known fact because you've had white women who have talked about this, about how you have a lot of these, you know, pro-black simps, okay? They like to play that role and stuff when they're in front of black women, okay? When they get up online, they like to play that role, attack, you know, other black men who are basically dating or marrying someone who is non-black, you know what I'm saying, and pretend and put up on this role that, you know what, though, they down, you know what I'm saying, I love my sisters, this and that. But then it's another story when the doors are closed. You have a lot of white women who have spoke out about this. I've seen interviews where white women have spoke up about this, how they have stated that you got a lot of black men who try to act like that in front of black women and stuff, like they so pro-black, this and that, but then up on the under, they want to slide next to them, whisper up in their ear talking about, you know what, let's meet up sometime, ain't nobody got to know. So I don't take a lot of these cats serious. A lot of these cats, man, that are penis policing. And this is unfortunate that you have black men who are grown-ups, who have kids and stuff, out here up on the internet simping and playing games like this. Here they have friends who are sleeping with Mexicans, white women, even some Asians and stuff. And I can tell you right now, they are not tripping up off of that. But when they get up online, it's a different story. Here, a lot of the men who criticize black men, okay, up in the community for dating out, they used to, or they have before. But they don't want to let cats know about that. Black males, man, you got to do what you got to do to be happy. There are other options about there. Now, if you want to be with a black woman, be with a black woman. There are good black women about there, but you have to know which type to choose from. Now, if I was to go back in time, and if for some reason I was to date and get married to a black woman and have kids with a black woman, there is a specific type of black women that I am attracted to. And I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. A lot of other black women, especially a lot of the ones that I see up online and stuff, and the way that they act, I can tell. I'm a very observative person, okay? And when it comes down to relationships, a lot of black men grow a pair of balls, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel that some of y'all cats, man, let some of the people that y'all may follow up online influence y'all. And that's very sad right there. And that's what I talk about when it comes down to a lot of people. Most people are followers. Nobody wants to stand up on their own too. They want to fit in so they don't have to deal with anything. I'm an oddball. I've always went against the grain when it comes down to certain things. I've never been a follower. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that is very hard to influence me, because everybody else is doing one thing does not mean that I'm going to do the exact same thing. This is the reason why I'm an oddball up on YouTube, even in the black sector. This is the reason why some cats may not dig what I do, because I'm not going along with the get along like most Negroes do up on YouTube. Negroes get up on YouTube, play one game. In public, it's a different thing. Most Negroes who don't agree with interracial dating, let's just be honest, you're not approaching people up on the streets, especially up in the hood. What's funny and hypocritical about it is that a lot of the Negroes who have a problem with black men, especially being with especially white women, you have no problem with your favorite rapper dating interracial and basically putting it up on display that, you know what though, they prefer white women over black women. Y'all ain't tripping off that, you know what I'm saying? But up online, you want to play a different type of game. A lot of y'all cats are straight suckers, man. Got to go ahead and call it how I see it, man. That's what I do. Another thing that I notice is that many of the black women who critique every little thing, the way that the white woman looks, that's with the black man. For instance, you have black women that say, this white woman, she's this, she's that, she's not attractive, she's overweight. The exact same black woman who's critiquing this white woman is busted, okay? Busted, okay? A lot of times I notice that if a black man is with the white woman who just has a little bit of weight, they're making fun of them, okay? But the exact same black woman who's talking about them, she has a weight problem herself. I've seen the pictures, okay? I've seen the pictures. The same black woman who has been critiquing black males about the way their white women looks, she would have no problem at all if he was with a black woman who looked exactly the same, weight and everything else, okay? So like I said, it doesn't matter if you get with someone who is non-black that is skinny, medium-sized, or fat. They're going to go ahead and have something to sit there and say. Because what it is the skin color. Has nothing to do with how they look, because you got a lot of black men, let's be honest, that walk around in the hood with busted black women all the time. These exact same black women that's critiquing that black man for being with a white woman, she has nothing to say about black men walking around in the hood with busted black women. Let's just be honest here. This is just facts right here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times you have black women who love to use the stereotypes that racist white men use, talking about all black men get is with, you know, fat, unattractive white women. That's not true. Y'all know that's not true. Not in every single situation. And for the most part, the ones who are, let's be honest, they're poor. They live up in the hood. And if they wasn't with that white girl, they would be with a black woman. And the same black woman that has an issue with him being with the white woman, you have nothing to say about black men being with overweight black women. So let's be honest here, when it comes down to, you know, statistics, okay, black women pretty much lead in obesity when it comes down to women. That's just facts right there. But yet and still, though, you're harping upon black men getting with overweight white women, when if he wasn't with the overweight white woman, he'd be with the overweight black woman. That's just facts right there. The same white woman that's walking around with nice hips, big old booty, very pretty face, The same exact black woman, you're going to go ahead and sit there and say that she's not that attractive. But if she was black with the exact same features, you would sit there and say that she's pretty. This sit there and shows you the animosity that some black women have against some white women. And I get sick and tired of actually, hearing about black women and the problems with white women, okay? I just think that there are a lot of people up in the community that just don't really want to see black men happy. Now, if you're a black woman, once again, it doesn't matter how many times you go ahead and say this, because no matter how many times you say this, you're going to get somebody that's into your feelings. They're offended. You're throwing us all up under the bus. You're talking about us all when I didn't sit there and say all. I just think that when it comes down to black men, you need to do what makes you happy, dog. Do what makes you happy. Quit trying to please your community, because 9 times out of 10, your community ain't really caring about you or showing any type of empathy towards you anyways. This is just facts. The problem with the black community is that the black community loves to be in everybody else's business and don't know how to mind their own business and attend to their own affairs. You know what I'm saying? Black men, you have to understand that a lot of the people attacking you and stuff, these are bitter people, okay? Because if they were happy, they wouldn't be up online bickering and arguing and talking about interracial dating all the time and stuff, you know what I mean? Then at the exact same time, in the same breath, they'll sit there and say that, I don't really even care about who you date. But yet and still, they're always talking about it. They always got something to sit there and say. That's their main conversation. But yet and still, though, they don't care. Now, go ahead and name how many times that you see Jay Miller get up on YouTube and just talk about black women who date white men. Name how many times. Please show me the facts, because I don't have time to be worrying about, who black women are finding attractive and everything else. I'm a married man with a child, okay? I'm a mature man. I don't have time for these type of games right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and explain nothing to nobody of why I'm with my wife or anything else. Straight up. I'm happy to the fact that, I have a very supportive wife who I've been with for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Very good mother. Been with me through thick and thin. I know that my wife is a proven wife. A proven person that I know that if something was to go down tomorrow, she's gonna be by my side regardless. Most men have been with women that they can't say the exact same thing. There are a lot of women that are probably listening to this that, let's go ahead and keep it real here. If your dude lost all his money tomorrow and lost his place and had to go sleep up on his cousin's floor, would you be up on the floor sleeping with him, or would you bounce and leave? Only you can answer that question. This is how when you got a serious woman. And a lot of times, black men, you have to find other women elsewhere to get these type of answers. I'm just keeping it honest. So black men, real talk, man, when it comes down to, your dating preferences, that's your dating preferences. Remember that you have to do things that look out for your best interest. You have to understand that everybody is not really out to look out for your best interest. Remember, anything that you do anyways is a catch-22. You could be with a black woman, the black community is still going to go ahead and critique you and criticize you and oust you if you do or say anything that they feel is maybe up out of the ordinary. You have many black men right now that are doing for the community that are married to black women. And the black community still finds reasons to critique them and throw them up under the bus when they say things that they don't agree with, etc., etc. So what are you waiting for? Why do you feel that you need to please someone that you especially don't even know? Especially some clown that's up on the internet. Because I see a lot of cats that's like that, man. I can see that cats, man, you really let people up on the internet get to you and stuff. Black men, do what you got to do, man. Do what you do and do what you got to do to make yourself happy. If you need to go up outside the community, you do what you got to do. You find that Latina. You find that white girl. You find that Asian girl. You find that Middle Eastern girl, Samoan, whatever the case may be. But if you really prefer black women, then you stick with that black woman. You find you a really good black woman who is going to treat you right. So like I said, black men, if you, for some reason, have a dating preference outside of the community, you do what you got to do. Forget what them other Negroes is over there talking about, because they don't pay your bills. They definitely are not looking out for your best interests, okay? You have to understand, once again, that a lot of these Negroes over here critiquing and talking all this crazy type of stuff, they are up online bickering and arguing and being bitter for a reason. As somebody who knows them in their personal life, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't have the greatest things to say about that person. You're going to be critiqued regardless. you're going to be thrown up under the bus regardless. This is proven fact. Proven fact. So that is my podcast for today. If you guys haven't already, please consider helping out the Jay Miller Podcast by supporting it by donating, all right? I have a Patreon that you guys can, put whatever amount that you would like to support monthly, or you can go through my PayPal, all right? You can support through PayPal monthly, or you can make a one-time donation. You know what I'm saying? Be very much appreciated. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the Jay Miller Podcast. That way, you do not miss out on any of the Jay Miller Podcast uploads. And at very least, please share my podcast upon your social media websites, all right? Until next time, black men, take care of your family. You keep it positive. Peace out and have a good one. Peace.